right. Let's not mislead the younger generation.
Mr. Liu, do you know the cost of a bag of rice in the market?
I have a younger friend here who says they are going to use this.
Dr. Liu, I'm asking you a question. Do you know the cost of a bag of rice in the market?
One particular part
do you go to the market?
Law that you want changed now. I bet you.
I'm sure that as we are talking now, policemen are waiting for you outside the studio so that when you finish, you will enter an SUV. Policemen and civil defense, people's fathers are waiting for you now as we are talking. So that when you finish from here, they will carry you home.
Mr. President,
you do not know the cost of energy. You don't know the cost of energy. You don't know the cost of rice.
He was one of
you are
the
speaking
finest
for your money.
After the time, I mean, if you look at the challenges, you know, that they try to tie to him, the issue they try to tie to him about the funds and everything else, then it shows you how much figures.
You are telling me about Chatham House.
That he was exposed
the
to.
Chatham House, the Nigerian people. The Chatham House vote Tinubu.
He has his green passport.
The Chatham House vote Tinubu.
At a young age, he did everything.
Nigerian voted Tinubu. Our lives have become worse, and you are there talking because they are paying you salary.
Country, he's running.
Be very careful.
We have consistency in Lagos. He is the president today. That alone shows you a success story.
Okay, thank you.
That's the hallmark of a change maker.
Thank you, Mr. Liu. Thank you, Mr. Liu. I think you were trying to get some words in.
Yeah, I'm trying to ask him a question. He's talking about reputable organizations that are giving credit and rating Tinubu positively. And the question I am asking simply is whether Chatham House or whatever international organization Dr. Ali is talking about is rating Tinubu positively. Did Chatham House vote for Tinubu? Okay. Was Chatham House in Nigeria to vote for Tinubu? He's speaking for his money. As he's talking, policemen are waiting for him outside to carry him home. But I'm interested in saying something about Mr. Ali. Because when he was talking, he made a veiled reference to my comment, so I want to respond to him. If you have been watching this program, if you have not been watching, maybe you watch the replay, you will notice that when Dr. Ali was talking, if you see his demeanor, if you look at his face, you will see that he suddenly became angry when you were pushing him to give you the answer to your question. He started by massaging the young lady in the studio. My younger sister, I want to appeal to her. And the next thing, he was telling you not to push him. He wanted to have the floor, and he became angry, literally on his face. That is the attitude of this government. I even think there's an insult to call a young, a 20-year-old person, a small girl. I don't find it funny because in this country, we have seen people at 23 who became ministers and all of that. In my state, we still have, my governor was 46 and all of that. Now, that is the attitude of this government as reflected by Dr. Aliu. In that brief 2-3 minutes, that is the attitude of this government. He was wondering that activists, people say they are activists. You are angry with the military. You are angry with people from 1999 till now. The truth is that have the ideals of June 12 been fulfilled? Have the ideals of the democracy, which we carry placard for, have they been fulfilled? The answer is no. But these people, the moment they give them power, imagine that a Dr. Aliu has power, and I have the capacity to ask him questions. In 2 minutes, look at the annoyance. If he had a litany of policemen and soldiers, he will move them against me. That is exactly what Nigeria has been doing under this government. Have you also noticed that almost every prominent saboteur, economic saboteur, and murderers, mass murderers in Nigeria, from the north to the, maybe the southeast is still the only region that is isolated now, to the south-south, where I come from, they have all been compensated with either federal government contracts, Tantita in particular. Some of them have been made traditional rulers. They have been given thrones. These are tenures that will never end until dead. Government officials are patronizing mass murderers and economic saboteurs and turning them to strongholds in this country. And those of us who are asking for change, just make one line, they come and arrest you. I was arrested and charged for treason for saying that my former governor mismanaged 500 million naira meant for a microfinance bank that is still not working till today. Instead of the security agencies to go after the person that mismanaged our money, they came after me. And I was charged for treasonable felony, attempts to overthrow Buhari and Governor. I don't know how this country is working, but the people that are destroying this country, carrying arms, once you have the, I call it the AK-47 economy. They are moving on with it. Once you have the capacity to kill in mass, after 1 or 2 years, they'll call you, negotiate with you. Either give you a traditional throne, or give you a contract to go and secure some federal government assets, or make you so prominent, fund you with so much money. As a matter of fact, there's a bandit leader in Zamfara State that was declared wanted. The day he came outside to collect an award, he was surrounded by policemen, and the local government chairman was seated there in the occasion, a man that had been declared wanted by the Nigerian army and by the Nigerian police. That is how this country is functioning. And they come to talk about this, our movement. Dr. Ali said something there that there's no country that has all its problems solved. And I agree with him absolutely. But what I'm saying is that our target we may not be able to eventually stop corruption. But if you can put a stumbling block on the part of those who want to steal our money, it's some form of progress. We may not, I don't think there's any country anywhere that has been able to stop corruption completely. But what we can do is continue to mobilize ourselves to put stumbling blocks on the part of those who want to steal. Let them know that if you steal, there will be some form of consequences. You may not go to jail in Nigeria because if you steal enough, it's only poor people that go to jail in Nigeria. I've been to jail, it's only poor people that are there. There's no rich man in prison because they are not ready to send themselves to jail. But our target may not just be to build a paradise here, but to be able to put stumbling blocks on the parts of those who want to destroy Nigeria. But government is not helping it. Our government is patronizing violence. Our government is patronizing crime. Our government is funding those who are destroying this country, and they are running after young people and innocent people who are calling for change in this country. And it is very, very disheartening.
This was a very compositive conversation that we had this morning. Okay, Peter, can you respond quickly to that? Quickly, yes. How do we move from here?
Let me just say that we will move from here by changing this narrative and building a system that can hold people accountable. And I take exception to the words of Doctor describing someone and something that I said as, being ignorant. You see, this grandstanding and high-handedness by the ruling party will take them nowhere. And that is why Nigeria is failing and is becoming a failed state under their watch. Because the only institutions or systems that are working in Nigeria is corruption and criminality. And also the statement that there are traits on this platform to corner people to asking questions. Arise News is one of the leading journalism houses that is trying to hold leaders accountable. And any attempt to ridicule, the capacity that they bring must be checked immediately, because this current administration does not like free speech. And before you know, they can bring the NBC against you. But let me just say this as a final parting statement.
Yes, 1 second.
Nigerians must make sure that we build a system that can hold our leaders accountable, which will begin with the electoral system, because that is their only arrogance.
Thank you so much.
They know that the INEC is the weapon faction.
Thank you so much. We've run out.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, we've run out. Change is never born from silence, and history has proven that when people rise and demand better, nations are forced to listen. The days of quiet sufferings are over. Nigerians are awake, their voices are loud, and their frustrations can no longer be ignored. Thank you so much for being with me here on Perspective. And I keep saying, life is a learning club. See you next week.